but one of them caught our eye, the one in the center. He would neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony. Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away. Dr. Ainley explained that even if he caught him and brought him back to the colony, he would immediately head right back for the mountains. But why?
But why? As humans, we're always wondering why. And lately I've heard that question, people ask that a lot. And first of all, as humans, one of our biggest things is being understood. More oftentimes than not, we're looking at a movie or a show or whatever, and or reading a book, and we identify ourselves with the characters. We are trying to find pieces of ourselves everywhere in any form of media or whatever it is, right? And so we're projecting a lot. And on our phones, everybody's feed, mine including, honestly, is just filled with slop and complete and total brain rot, because that's what they want you to see, but we're not gonna get into that. But sometimes things just come out and it just really makes you wonder. You've probably seen the thing about the penguin, and under every post everybody is wondering why. Yeah, he's going to a certain death. Why would somebody do that? But this is what Icarus did. Like, before he fell, he flew. He knew what it's like to fly. How many of us can say that? How many of whoever was alive that time can say that they flew? Nobody can. He took the chance, and yeah, he fell. But that's not what he remembers. So the penguin doesn't remember that it's gonna die. And it's not about the penguin, really. But you have something in you that makes you want to do things. Like the Vikings, what if they never went west? What if, you know, fuck Columbus, but what if he didn't travel? We wouldn't know the world as we know it. Um, we want to do so much. There's so much of, I don't want to say motivation, but there's a will to do something in all of us, and it doesn't matter what it is. It can be different for everybody, but everyone has one calling, one thing that they feel compelled to do, and life and society just makes you want to push that down, and you just don't end up doing it. Dreams are considered stupid. Dreamers are considered idiotic because they're not realistic, but they're the only ones who know what they want to do. Everybody else, they're just following somebody else's will or dreams. You're not doing it for you, they're doing it for them. But what are you doing for you? 1,000 people can tell you so much stuff, but the only voice that matters is your voice. It's what you want to do, what you feel compelled to do, what is your dream. There are thousands of other penguins over there, but only one of them had the courage to leave, and he left, and he lived. He died, but he lived. All of us are going to die, and half of the time we're just so scared to do everything, when really, being scared should make us want to do the opposite. If you're scared to do something, do it more, because that's what you want to do. There's a reason that you feel like you cannot do it, because sometimes it's when you want something so much, you convince yourself that you don't want to do it, or you just talk yourself into, like, thinking that you're okay with another thing. But that's not your thing. You have a thing. Everybody in this world has a thing, and you're just ignoring that thing, and you're ruining life for yourself, first of all, but for everybody else. Like, genuinely, there's a reason that that dream was put in your heart, and it's really selfish in a way that you're not doing it because you were given that task or whatever for a reason, and you just end up wasting your time all the time. That's what I do. But that just means that I want to do something more, and me wasting my time is just me, like, sabotaging myself. Like, we really, really have to stop doing that, first of all. Like, why? Go find out. There's not gonna be a question unless you do something that, like, raises the question. Like, nobody would wonder this. Like, yeah, the focus point of this video is the penguin, but we can learn so much from it. Like, that has done more for me than any motivational speaker ever has, because everybody is kind of selfish in a way. Like, they just be like, oh yeah, you can do whatever, but like, really, are you doing whatever? I always say the system is broken because it works, like, but in the wrong way, obviously. But you have a dream. Go follow that dream. Go do that. Because at the end of the day, the only person that this is gonna affect is you. And the selfish thing to do actually would be following your dreams. If, like, that's your thing. Like, you don't want to do stuff for others or whatever. I don't know. And it's not just one thing. Like, people can have many dreams. I have so many dreams, and everybody, like, I always think about the fig tree analogy a lot, but, like, that's just one thing. Like, you can choose not to, like, let all the figs die. You can get up and eat one fig, and then another, and then another. Choosing one doesn't mean that you have to let go of the rest. But if you think that, oh, I'm just gonna sit under because I don't know which one to choose, I don't know what to do, that's what's gonna kill you. That's why you're going to starve. Not because you have too many options, but because you're not doing any of them. Just pick one. Pick one, eat the one fruit or fig or whatever the fuck it is. And then when you're done with that, you can always take another. Like, the tree is planting so many fruits for a reason. Like, everything has a reason. We are made to do something great. Every life is made to do something great. And just stop whatever task paralysis or whatever. I don't know. But just go and do. It doesn't matter if you do it badly. It doesn't matter if you excel. What matters is that you do it. And that's all you can really do. Like, in life, you cannot be scared of death, because it's like, you're only gonna die one day, and you cannot spend the rest of your days thinking about that one day, because that one day is just 1% of your life. And you cannot let that 1% govern the rest 99%. Like, I'm talking like a philosophical whatever thingy, but, like, I'm just a girl in a dorm. Like, I'm just yapping at a camera. But sometimes I feel like, when I talk to this, it's like, I can understand it too. Like, if it's in my head, I don't. So, if you feel like that helps, go do that. Go do whatever it is. Again, literally does not matter what it is. You just have to go and do it, and that's it. is that hard? Like, is that genuinely really so hard? It's not. You're just letting yourself fail because you're scared of failing. So, because you're scared of failing, you're just going to keep on failing. Because that's what's happening right now. You know, like if you're doing nothing, you're like genuinely just failing. That's what I'm doing. Like, I'm not talking just talk. Like, genuinely, this is what I do too. And I'm gonna stop doing it. Because honestly, there's a part of me that just like wants to go against whatever like anyone says. Like I always want to rebel, but that's like hurting me too, you know so like the better rebellion is doing what I want to do, not whatever they're telling me to do or whatever. Like if what I want to do is what they're telling me to do, doesn't matter, because at the end of the day it's my choice. Everything is your choice. The mountain is calling your name. Go climb that mountain. Nobody else can do it for you. Find your mountain, climb a mountain. After you finish climbing that, climb another one. If you like it, stay there. Do whatever. But just listen to your heart because it knows. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. If I, put effort in stuff, I would like, put the penguin edit. But am I gonna do that? Let's see. That's all for today. There's a new semester starting, and yeah, peace, live, laugh, love. Why is this not shutting off? This is so annoying. I'm not gonna do the intro, like outro or whatever again. And again, I don't